What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including ESPN unhappy with WWE, John Cena's career will end opening up Saturday night's main event, WWE want more of Andrew Schulz, The Undertaker is unhappy with WWE wrestlers, a shocked WWE return incoming, fans are upset over a wrestler's booking, a big WrestleMania entrance planned, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at ESPN unhappy with WWE. Our top story today looks at ESPN's relationship with WWE, as it appears that there are huge issues between the two parties. According to a former writer for WWE, Freddie Prinze Jr. on his podcast, ESPN are unhappy with how the deal is transpiring. ESPN, by the way, is so unhappy with the deal. I was talking to a friend of mine who works for Disney, and he was just like, yo, they so better make their money back on this deal. Like he said, they're hot. ESPN quickly heard this drastic revelation from WWE's former writer, and they would issue a statement via Fightful Select. Fightful reached out to a source in WWE and ESPN, with one rep from ESPN simply claiming that they haven't heard that chatter and have enjoyed working with WWE. When we spoke to sources in WWE, a higher-up said no one in WWE upper management is aware of Freddie Prinze's role in wrestling or otherwise. Now, this isn't the first time in which ESPN have been accused of being unhappy with the WWE deal, so it's interesting that another notable name within the pro wrestling space seems to be sharing the same information. Whilst the credibility of these claims is up for debate, it's worth noting that ESPN would never directly admit that they were unhappy with WWE, and all comments relating to the business deal are always going to be positive. A lot of fans have been questioning if ESPN is happy with the WWE direction, specifically when it comes to PLEs. WWE doesn't have another PLE until the end of January, that being the Royal Rumble, and this is in 9 weeks' time. If a WWE fan is signed up to the ESPN service to exclusively consume the WWE PLE product, what is their incentive to keep their subscription for 2 months? It would have made more sense to have a December PLE so that the ESPN consumer is getting their money's worth and the WWE fan doesn't have an obvious reason to cancel. Next up, the end of John Cena's career will open up Saturday night's main event. Now, in a shocking revelation, John Cena mentioned on the Jimmy Kimmel Show that he will be opening Saturday night's main event. Instead of a tribute and spending the whole show based around the past, I wanted to have my final match, then dedicate the rest of the show to the future. This is kinda crazy, as the end of John Cena's career should merit the main event spot of the whole show. But seeing as John Cena wants to look ahead to the future, he's making this selfless decision not to be about him, but to be about the future. There was also questions about whether Cena would wrestle any more matches after this, but his departure will be final. This has never really been done in WWE history. WWE superstars don't necessarily retire, they kind of hang on for one more match. I'm absolutely 100% done. The 13th of December on Peacock is my last in-ring performance. I will never wrestle again. It's crazy that we're going to start off Saturday night's main event in one of the most emotional ways ever. Next up, WWE wants more Andrew Schulz. Now, another day, another story of WWE wanting to work closely with a celebrity. It's now surfaced that the comedian Andrew Schulz has made a strong impression with those in WWE, and more appearances are now planned in the future. WrestleVotes was the first outlet to report this story via X, saying, "I've heard from WWE sources that comedian Andrew Schulz has made a strong impression with many people within the company. Schulz, who has several specials on Netflix, made 2 appearances on Raw in 2025. Expect to see more of Schulz featured in WWE programming moving forward." A fan response to this news is overwhelmingly negative, as most fans believe that WWE don't have their priorities in order. One fan commented on the matter via X and stated that it doesn't even make a logical sense as a business proposition. Fans of Andrew Schulz that don't watch pro wrestling or WWE aren't going to magically want to watch because he randomly makes an appearance for 20 seconds in the audience on Raw or SmackDown. I don't think anyone wants to see him in WWE. WWE is so out of touch in 2025. Due to the time of the year, we can't rule out a potential Royal Rumble appearance, and potentially even a match at WrestleMania 42. Who knows, we could probably get a tag match. Just bring in Akash Singh and he can team up with Rusev as the Cuck brothers. I mean, both love to be humiliated by their wives, don't they? Next up, a shock WWE return incoming. Now, earlier in the week, Lana signed a WWE Legends deal, and this led to speculation that the former WWE star could be returning to the company. Lana has been asked about a potential return during an interview with Chris Van Vliet, and according to Lana, she's always training and she would love to be a mouthpiece for one of the women on the main roster. I'm always training, I just don't really talk about it much. I love wrestling and I stay working. I'm always ready. Yes, I'm definitely ready, but I believe that my money pocket, my best asset to WWE is on the mic. But if they wanted me to throw on my boots and throw some slaps and possibly cheat to win, because that's what I would have to do with all these crazy super athletes now. The women are incredible athletes. I would love to be the mouthpiece for some of these women. This would be a smart hire for WWE, as Lana obtained acclaim for her promo work during a WWE run, and there are countless names on the active roster that need help with their promo work. It's somewhat of a surprise that WWE hasn't revisited the Lana and Rusev pairing, as Rusev has somewhat struggled to connect to live crowds since returning to WWE, and WWE knows that the established pairing between the married couple works and will be instantly over on TV. Next up, The Undertaker unhappy with WWE wrestlers. And The Undertaker didn't hold back on his latest podcast appearance with Bayley. The dead man took aim at those within WWE that don't listen to crucial advice and prefer to moan about their booking via social media. You can watch it on the monitor and see it perfectly. That's just genius. You can't get that kind of feedback and learn things and then have to hear people get online and start bitching about, I'm not getting booked the right way. I'm not doing this. What really pissed me off is when I go to people will come up and be like, hey, you got anything for me? And then I take the time out of my, because I obviously watch. So you ask for my feedback, I give you my time, and then you don't even apply it. Now The Undertaker would go on to say that numerous names have wasted his time by failing to apply his advice. Due to The Undertaker working heavily in AAA, we can logically assume he's referencing names he's worked with in that particular promotion. Next up, a WWE star sad about a WrestleMania snub. Speaking of The Undertaker's podcast with Bayley, Bayley finally opened up regarding her being removed from the WrestleMania card at the last moment. If you recall, the original planned match for WrestleMania this year was Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus the Judgment Day, but Bayley was taken out of action at the last moment. This caused mass outrage and many felt like WWE were doing a complete disservice to Bayley. According to the woman herself, she felt like it was a direct test from WWE management. It's a test. I feel like every time I get thrown stuff, I'm just being tested. Not by the company, the universe. And the world are just trying to test me. It was rough, it was a little bittersweet. I became really close with Lyra Valkyria in real life, and so I was super excited for her to have her first WrestleMania. But it was also like, man, I was told this was where we were going. Okay, I'm gonna be in this storyline and tag team with this girl I don't even know. Bayley would go on to reveal that she only found out about the change the day before the show, and then she added that it was rough, and a long conversation with CM Punk helped her put things into perspective. It was rough, but it became part of a storyline, and it becoming what it is made it a little bit nicer. I don't even know how to say it. It was rough. It was definitely one of those times where I'm like, I had a long conversation with CM Punk about it. A lot of people that were reaching out. Everybody has been in these positions. Now, this must have been extremely difficult as a performer, especially someone at the level of Bayley. The year prior, she was winning the world title in one of the best matches on the show, and then a year later, she was pulled from the card at the last moment. Bayley's booking has been a mixed bag all year, as the split personality gimmick hasn't gone anywhere of note, and it's easy to see why fans of Bayley are so frustrated with her booking and presentation. Next up, a top star reveals future plans. Now, in the same interview with The Undertaker, Bayley would reveal her future plans, and she revealed for the first time that she would like to be a producer when she retires. I don't know if creative-wise if it would be in the writer's room or anything good like that, but maybe like producing. I would enjoy that. I sat for the girls' match with a headset, and I've done it a few times. I've produced stuff in NXT. It's very hard, and I don't know if I'd be a good producer right now. I see myself more as like a coach, or if I were to open a school, coaching and stuff. It's very different than producing. Bayley is destined for this kind of role when she retires, and she's already labeled as a locker room leader in the WWE by many. Next up, Seth Rollins returning. And we have some positive news when it comes to former world champion Seth Rollins. During an appearance on the Rich Eisen show on Tuesday, Rollins confirmed that his recovery is on track, which seems to imply that he could be ready in time for the SummerSlam months. Also, in another huge revelation, Rollins revealed that he will be in attendance at John Cena's final matchup next weekend. Whilst it's possible that Rollins just wants to be backstage to say goodbye to one of his arch rivals, and a name he's become extremely close friends with, an on-camera cameo isn't out of the question. One of the things WWE may consider when it comes to Cena's final match is having Cena endorsed by all of his arch rivals at some point during the show. Names such as Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, CM Punk and AJ Styles are all under WWE contract, so this could easily happen if WWE wanted it to. Next up, a big WrestleMania entrance planned. It was still a few months away from WrestleMania, but we already know that WWE are planning a huge special entrance for their women's champion Jade Cargill. Cargill revealed during an episode of The Click, and according to the reigning champion, her entrance and ring gear for the big show has now been approved by WWE.
I already have mine planned out. You know, I've had it planned out for some time now. Last year I had it planned out. It was a tribute to Tyler, the Creator. This year, you gotta see it. So if it's approved, then my gear will match that entrance. So let's see. I put 2 ideas out there. I'm really excited for this one because it's very personal. It hits close to home. I put a lot of thought in my gear in general, and so my interests are just a part of it all. It's all entertainment, right? So
this supports the idea that Cargill will be in a big match at WrestleMania. And based on the current WWE timeline, there's a strong possibility that she walks into Mania as reigning women's champion. And finally, fans are upset over WWE stars booking. Now, final story today takes a look at the outrage from the WWE fanbase, specifically when it comes to the booking of former world champion Damian Priest. Priest has fallen dramatically down the card since his world title loss to Gunther last year at SummerSlam, and now Priest finds himself on the dreaded WWE main event show. Last week on the show, Priest would wrestle a member of Pretty Deadly, and the shocking statistic coming out of the match was that this was marked his first pinfall win on TV since May. This is a crazy way to book and present a former world champion, and this is a clear sign that WWE just has no idea what to do with him. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.